Welcome. Today we are continuing with C.R.E. Paper 1, Revision 54. Kindly subscribe. Answer any 5 questions. Question 1A. Give reasons why the Bible is referred to as a library. B. Explain the stages that the Bible translation underwent before it reached Kenya. C. How do Christians use the Bible to spread the gospel? Question 2A. State 5 God's instructions on circumcision of Abraham and his descendants. B. Explain ways in which God showed concern to the Israelites as they traveled in the wilderness. C. How are the 10 commandments applicable to Christians today? Question 3A. State 5 roles of judges in Israel. B. Give reasons why David was an important king of Israel. C. What lessons do Christians learn from the shortcomings of King Solomon? Question 4A. Discuss the religious background of Jeremiah. B. How did God show concern for the Israelites through Prophet Jeremiah? C. State the evils that Amos would condemn in the Kenyan society today. Question 5A. State 7 occasions when Nehemiah prayed. B. Explain 4 problems encountered by Nehemiah during his reform process. C. What do Christians learn from the dedication of the wall of Jerusalem? Question 6A. State causes of death in traditional African society. B. How did the traditional African societies demonstrate their belief in life after death? C. How have the modern trends affected the traditional African burial rites? 1A. Reasons why the Bible is referred to as a library. It is a collection of many different books. They were written by many different authors. They were written over a long period of time. The books were addressed to different groups of people with diverse needs. Particular books addressed specific social issues that were concerned to the people addressed. Books in the Bible are written in different styles. The Bible serves as a reference point for scholars, similar to a library. The books in the Bible are arranged in an orderly manner like a library. B. The stages the Bible's translation underwent before it reached Kenya. Most books of the Old Testament were written in Hebrews. Parts of the book of Daniel, Ezra, and Jeremiah were written in Aramaic. All books of the New Testament were written in Greek. The Old Testament was first translated into Greek. The Greek translation was called Septuagint. Jerome translation was called Vulgate, that is a Latin version. In the 16th century, Martin Luther translated the Bible into German. In the 17th century, the Bible English biblical scholars came up with the authorized King James Version translation. In the 19th century, the New Testament was translated into Kiswahili by Johann Ludwig Kraft, 1844. In the 20th century, the Bible Society of Kenya translated the Bible into many Kenyan languages. The United Bible Society of America has come up with the Good News Version, which is gender sensitive. See how Christians use the Bible to spread the gospel of God. The Bible is used to instruct newly converted Christians. It is read and discussed with fellow Christians. Priests and pastors use the Bible to preach and teach about Christianity. Christian hymns and songs are composed from the Bible. Christian literature such as books and pamphlets are sourced from the Bible. Individual Christians read the Bible at home to learn more about God. The Bible is used as a reference book for C.R.E. in schools and colleges. 2A. God's instruction on circumcision of Abraham and their descendants. Every male among Abraham's descendants had to be circumcised. They should be circumcised in the flesh of their foreskin. Circumcision will take place when a boy is 8 days old. Circumcision would be a symbol of an everlasting covenant between them and God. Any male who was not circumcised would be cut off from Abraham's descendants because he had broken the covenant. 2B. Ways in which God showed concern for the Israelites as they traveled in the wilderness. He provided them with able leaders like Moses, Aaron, and Joshua. He enabled them to cross the Red Sea and thus saved them from Egyptian chariots. He provided them with water and manna in the wilderness when they were thirsty and hungry. He protected them from the hostile Amalekites, that is the desert tribes. He renewed the Sinai covenant, which the Israelites had broken. He provided them with the 10 commandments to guide them in their daily lives. He punished those who worship the golden calf so that people would live according to the covenant way of life. He provided a cloud to lead them during the day and a pillar of fire to lead them during the night. He provided the bruised snake to protect them after being bitten by snakes. See how the 10 commandments are applicable to Christians today. They enable the Christians to remain faithful to God, our Lord alone. It guides the moral behavior of Christians to ensure that they remain faithful to their partners, promotes love among Christians, enables Christians to coexist together, helps Christians to develop obedience to everybody around them, promotes honesty among Christians, encourages respect for each other's property, encourages humility and obedience to God, enables Christians to set aside a day of worship God, enables Christians to respect the sanctity of life. 3A. Roles of churches in Israel. They acted as God's prophets by foretelling the will of God. They were spiritual leaders. They offered prayers and sacrifices. They settled disputes. They led the Israelites to war against their enemies. The last church, Samuel anointed Saul and elected David as kings of Israel. They mediated between God and the people. They performed administrative duties. B. Reasons why David was important as a king of Israel. He gave Israel a place to settle where they would be He gave the Israelites a place to settle where they would not be moved by their enemies. He protected the people from their enemies by fighting the Philistines off. He was chosen by God. He possessed outstanding leadership qualities, bravery, eloquence, generosity, patience. He expanded boundaries of the Israelites by conquering the Philistines, Jebusites, Moabites, Edomites, and Ammonites. He improved Israel's economy by encouraging trade with other nations like Tyre. He had an organized administrative system in Israel. He united the 12 tribes of Israel. He always consulted the prophets of God like Nathan. He genuinely repented when he wronged God. Lessons Christians learn from the shortcoming of King Solomon. They should be obedient to God's commandments. They should not oppress others. They should not engage others in forced labor. They should not exploit others. They should not enslave others, for example, in child trafficking. They should not be selfish but put God matters first. They should worship only one God. They should be role models to others. They should not kill. Discuss the religious background of Jeremiah. Jeremiah prophesied in Judah at a time of widespread moral decay. The king of Judah promoted evils like idolatry, syncretism, and democracy. King Josiah tried to restore the true worship of Yahweh. He presided over the national ceremony for the renewal of the covenant way of life. King Josiah's successors reversed his religious reforms and brought back idolatry. Human sacrifice was practiced in the valley of Hinnom. Idols for pagan worship were installed in the temple. How God showed concern for the Israelites through prophet Jeremiah. God told Jeremiah he will restore the Israelites after destruction. Jeremiah told the Israelites of what God had done for them and it is continuous love. He told the Israelites that God would punish their disobedience but accept them again when they repented. Jeremiah preached God's punishment, which was corrective, from which the Israelites learned the nature of God. He advised the Israelites against idolatry and called them to worship one true God. He reminded the Israelites about God's covenant that he made with them. He prophesied about the coming Messiah who would rule with righteousness and justice. He wrote a letter of encouragement to the exile in Babylon. He prophesied a new covenant in which an individual would be responsible for their own actions. See, evils that Amos would condemn in Kenyan society today: dishonest merchants, oppression of the poor, modern slavery like child trafficking, condemn sexual immorality, for example, gayism and lesbianism, corruption in the courts of law, hypocrisy among believers, discrimination against foreigners, widows and orphans, abortion. 5a. Occasions when Nehemiah prayed. When he learned about the suffering of the Jews in Judah, before putting his request to King Artaxerxes to return to Judah, when his enemies mocked the Jews to discourage them in the construction of the wall, when he learned about the enemy's conspiracy to attack Jerusalem to stop the construction work, after his condemnation of oppression of the poor, when his enemies plotted to destroy him, when Sanballat attempted to frighten him to hide in the temple, claiming there was a plot to kill him, when he cleansed and organized the temple liturgy for its proper use as a house of God, after chasing the son-in-law of Sanballat, the Adonite, after cleansing the Israelites from foreign influence. 5b. Problems encountered by Nehemiah during his reform process: lack of cooperation from the Israelites, oppression of the poor by the rich, misuse of the temple and their offerings, violation of the Sabbath, foreign influence, oppression of the Israelites by foreigners, threats to his life. See what Christians learned from the dedication of the wall of Jerusalem. Christians should dedicate the place of worship to God. They should participate fully in the development projects in their church. They should support God's work by prompt payment of tithe and offering to the church. They should show compassion to the poor in the community to ensure their social and spiritual needs are met, as Nehemiah did. They should actively preach the gospel to convert more people. They should give joy to those suffering in the community, for example, those suffering from HIV/AIDS. Causes of death in traditional African societies: old age, breaking of taboos, curses, malicious, witchcraft, diseases. 6b. How traditional African societies demonstrate their belief in life after death: burying the dead in accordance with burial rites and customs, naming children after the dead, performing rituals to appease their ancestors' e.g. sacrifices, praying and worshipping through ancestral spirits, observing the will of the dead, carrying out burial in ancestral lands, maintaining specific burial rites in accordance with customs, proper conduct of the living towards the dead to avoid curses. Use of euphemism, such as resting, sleeping, and going home to refer to death, the dead visiting the living through dreams, taking care of burial grounds as a resting place of the ancestors, burying the dead with personal effects for use in the next world. How modern trends have affected traditional burial rites. Urbanization has resulted in some of the dead being buried in cemeteries. Economic hardships discourage elaborate burial ceremonies. Foreign religions like Christianity and Islam have introduced new burial practices. Individualism has eroded communal involvement in funeral ceremonies, largely to the affected families. Western education has influenced many Africans to adopt foreign burial practices. Outbreak of the infectious diseases has discouraged burial activities like widow inheritance. Because of modernization, burial ceremony is uniform regardless of age and gender in traditional African society. Due to economic hardship, people are no longer buried with their properties. Did you understand? Kindly let me know in the comment section. Also, let me know what video I can look at tomorrow. Thanks a lot for subscribing and listening to me. God bless you.